Hi, I'm Kevin Castaneda, and this is Kev's Mindset, where we talk everything finance, investing, mindset, and productivity. And today, we're going to talk about a lot. We're going to talk about the market as a whole, why volume's slowing down, why stocks are starting to sell down, why the whole market seems to just continuously start going down today, and why I think that this rally that we're seeing is kind of going to come to a close. I think we might see a few bounces during this week, and then I think we will start a slow bleed out over the next few weeks. Now, I'll be covering why I think this, what's going on, why it's happening right now, and all the worries that are going on that is causing this panic and this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So let's get straight into the video. Go ahead and smash the like button if you do enjoy this video. So I'd very much appreciate it very much. It helps YouTube, it helps the video a lot, and helps push us down the YouTube algorithm. Also go ahead and subscribe if you do want to watch more content like this, as I post every single day. And I'm trying to get back on track as I was a bit off before. So for those of you who have been subscribed for a while, I'm sorry for kind of losing that momentum for a bit, but I'm back and let's get going. Let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so we do have a lot of worries. Now, to start off with airlines selling off, and also recovery as a whole, but mainly airlines. Airlines are selling off because a lot of companies are starting to say, hey, we might be low on fuel, we might be low on jet fuel, which is very, very bad for obviously companies who rely on their airplanes to fly back and forth. It cuts down on their margins, which are already cut substantially because of COVID and because of less travel and because of restrictions and all these things. And a lot of their businesses already slowed down, and now with jet fuel, it slows down even more. On top of that, we have still worries about inflation. IMF is talking about how they think that inflation might be persistent, even though the Fed still hasn't changed their outlook, and they think that that inflation will be momentary and that in the long term it'll be okay. However, not everyone believes that narrative. A lot of people think that inflation data can be wrong and that inflation data isn't taking in certain factors and certain aspects of the economy into its numbers, and that's going to cause a lot of problems in the long term. So a lot of people do think that inflation will be long term and not momentary. That's another issue. Another issue on top of that is that big tech has rallied substantially. We're kind of at peaks. A lot of people are worried about that, and I feel like that's starting to slow down the volume. On top of that, we kind of have retail investors especially looking at the market and saying, these stocks aren't that low. Like, nah, do I want to buy now? I can wait till tomorrow. Like, let's say something like Tesla. Tesla's been bouncing from around 600 to 700 and back and forth and back and forth. And I feel like retail investors as a whole, like when it comes to stock like that or just stocks in general, we look at them and we're like, is this really a deal? Like, you look back and you remember all those dips and you're like, do I want to buy at this valuation when I think I can wait and it'll probably be down a little bit or it'll stay the same? There's no urgency to buy in right now as there was in March and April when there was that sell-off, and at the beginning of the year when there was a lot of commotion going on in the market. So with that, I think that we're lowering volumes, we're seeing stocks decline slightly, and I think today especially, we're also getting an EV sell-off. And I think the reason for the EV sell-off is one, because it's just kind of, EV's been rallying quite a bit for a little while. On top of that, I think that with this new Lucid merger, with a lot of competition, with a lot of things heating up, and with the earnings that Tesla just provided, I think that everyone's starting to see, okay, there is a lot of competition in the EV space. There's a lot going on. Who's going to win? Why are they going to win? I feel like investors in the EV space are definitely in a moment right now where they're kind of trying to reanalyze what their investment thesis was, why they have this, and what they think. On top of this, on top of all these worries that are already uncertain and stuff, we have the Delta variant, which some people say is not going to be a big deal. Some people say that it is going to be a big deal and that it's going to impact the economy largely, and they're going to get this like second wave. And with that, as I'm recording this video at this moment, I just see a notification. The win is down 5%, down to $99. And on top of that, that's part of the recovery play. As I was saying before, a lot of the recovery is coming down, and a lot of things are coming down strictly because of those reasons, because people are worried about the Delta variant. People are worried about inflation long term. People are worried about this now jet fuel thing that is going to impact airlines even more than they've already been impacted. People are worried about competition in the EV space and them not being able to fulfill what they want to do, because as we heard on the earnings call from Tesla, Elon Musk is very, very, very angry and anxious, and he doesn't want to do earnings calls anymore because people don't tend to understand that there's a lot of supply chain issues right now. He doesn't want to keep explaining that over and over again. He feels like his time is more adequately spent actually working on the business, and I completely understand that. And I think it makes sense that why does he have to continue reiterating there's supply chain issues? We all know there's supply chain issues, and they're continuing and they're getting worse, and we haven't seen nice signs of them recovering. However, I think that in the long term, we tend to always be all right. So looking back at history, there's always a bounce back. Yes, there's things that go wrong and we sell off for periods of time, but everything always bounces back. And whether it takes a month, a year, 10 years, whatever it takes, over a 20-year span, no one has ever lost money investing, which is quite incredible. And I think personally that we might see a sell-off. I think we will see a sell-off. I think tech is gonna maybe rally this week to new highs, and then from there I think we're gonna start a slow bleed out in big tech, because I think that these valuations that we're getting to are quite high. And I'm not a bearish investor, I'm a very bullish investor, but an honest investor. I don't want to tell myself, hey, we're gonna be bullish for years and we're gonna keep going forever. I want to be honest with myself, and I think personally that there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of commotion. There's a lot of fear in the market, and I think when there's fear, when there's blood on the street, is the best time to get into the market. And I'm kind of watching this. I think that I'm gonna dollar cost average in. I think that's definitely what my strategy for this. I'm gonna just average in, get little pieces of things over time, and see what happens. But we are seeing a kind of market-wide sell-off. There are some small stocks and crypto and things like this that are moving up, moving down. There's always something that's up, but for the most significant portion, it's EV selling off quite substantially, it's airlines selling off, it's recovery as a whole selling off, it's big tech starting to slip off their highs, and we're seeing all this around the entire market, and there's good reason for it. I've mentioned all these. I'll leave all the articles that I showed down below in the description so you can check them out for yourself if you do want to. Go ahead and smash the like button if you did enjoy this video. Let me know what you think about all these worries down below and what you think the market will see in the long term and in the short term, and how you will be playing this. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you did enjoy this video and want to watch more content of mine in the future. Also, if you do want to start investing and want some free money, you could go down below and sign up with Public, get up to $70 of a stock of your choice just for signing up and depositing $100. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. This was Kev's Mindset.